But Apollo, lord of the silver bow, kept watch, no blind man's watch, no. Apollo saw Athena take Tydides in hand, and raging against her plunged into the main mass of Trojan fighters to rouse a Thracian captain called Hippocoon, a loyal kinsman of Rhesus. He woke with a jolt, and seeing empty ground where the fast team had stood, men gasping out their lives, retching in all that carnage, he wailed out, sobbing, crying his dear companion's name, and piercing wails broke as the Trojans swirled in panic. A desperate rout of them, rushing up to the bloodbath there, stood staring down at the grisly work the marauders did before they made their dash for the beaked ships. Reaching the place where they'd killed Hector's spy, Odysseus, dear to Zeus, reined in the headlong team, and leaping down to the ground, Tydides heaved the bloody spoils into his comrade's arms. He mounted again and flogged the horses hard, and on they flew to the ships, holding nothing back. That's where their spirits drove them on to go. Nestor, the first to hear their thunder, shouted, "Friends, lords of the Argives, all our captains, right or wrong, what can I say? My heart tells me, my ears ring with the din of drumming hoofs. If only Odysseus and rugged Diomedes were driving racers off the Trojan lines, here and fast. I'm cold with fear. What if they've met the worst, our ranking Argives killed in a Trojan charge?" Before he could say the last, the two raced in, leapt to the ground, and comrades hugged them warmly, with hand-clasps all around, and words of welcome. Nestor, the noble horseman, led with questions. "Tell me, Odysseus, Achaea's pride and glory, famous Odysseus, how did you get these horses? How, stealing behind the Trojans' main lines, or meeting up with a god who gave them to you? What terrific sheen, silver of fire like sunbeams. Day after day I've gone against the Trojans, never hanging back by the ships, I swear, old warrior that I am. But I've never seen such horses, never dreamed. I'd say an immortal came your way and gave you these. Zeus, who marshals the storm cloud, loves you both. Zeus's daughter, too, with the shield of thunder. Athena's eyes are shining on you both." The cool tactician set the record straight. "No, no, Nestor, Achaea's greatest glory. Any god, if he really set his mind to it, could give us an even finer pair than this, easily. The gods are so much stronger. Now these horses you ask about, old soldier, they're newcomers, just arrived from Thrace. Their master, brave Diomedes, killed him off, 12 of his cohorts too, all men of rank, and a 13th man besides, a scout we took, prowling along the ships, spying on our positions. Hector and all his princely Trojans sent him out. And across the trench he drove the purebred team with a rough, exultant laugh as comrades cheered, crowding in his wake. And once they reached Tydides' sturdy lodge, they tethered the horses there with well-cut reins, hitching them by the trough where Diomedes' stallions pawed the ground, champing their sweet barley. Then away in his ship's stern Odysseus stowed the bloody gear of Dolon, in pledge of the gift they'd sworn to give Athena. The men themselves, wading into the sea, washed off the crusted sweat from shins and necks and thighs. And once the surf had scoured the thick caked sweat from their limbs, and the two fighters cooled, their hearts revived, and into the polished tubs they climbed and bathed, and rinsing off their skins sleek with an olive oil rub, they sat down to their meal, and dipping up their cups from an overflowing bowl, they poured them forth, honeyed, mellow wine, to the great goddess Athena.